This is my shepherd, and that's the shepherd's #1 assistant. That is a good dude. I mean, that dog he is good. If you ask him to go get the red jacket out of the blue box, he probably could do it.
Can he open gates?
No, he just goes over them.
Okay.
But, so we're getting our pins all put together. Everything doubles. We've got a double chute that's coming down into the working facility, into the chute system itself. And then all of these actually dump into this alleyway here. So we can bring all of our U's in if we need to. Open up all of these gates. They become long alleys, individual alleys that dump into that system. We wanted everything to be multi-purpose. I mean, just where we could take those pins down and take them somewhere and use them. We could take them out, power wash the floor, use that facility, that back room for a program, but also use them as kitting lambing pins or just alleyways. There's an overhead view. You'll see how we'll run animals down, bring them in this direction into the prep room, and then bring them back out, bring them out of this procedure room back here to recover. Again, animals will come in back here and either go straight down the alleyway, or if we have so many that we need to run them, we can bring them back around here and send them down these alleys.
Did you get your scale and cutting gate and all that made together?
Yep, yep. All that comes. And that's what the outside pins are going to look like. Outside where, well, just anywhere outside of that building is what those pins will look like. The alleyways, the fence around the complex itself. Originally we were going to go with a three rail pipe, top, middle, and bottom, with 4x4 mesh wire over it. But I told them I want a rail in the middle because I don't want rams fighting, I don't want bucks fighting, I don't want these does beating at each other through the fence. And so when this guy came to make sure he got all the measurements right on the inside working facility, he said, well, why don't I build your outside pins too? And at that point I'd already talked to a guy about this 3-rail. Well, he went home and he kept trying to talk me into, well, do we want to go on more than 4-inch spacing? I said we can't, just because of the stinking goats that will stick their head through the fence. And I said, I don't want to go real light unless you put a brace in the middle because something will beat it up. So he put this square tubing, turned it sideways, top and bottom, and then took a 3/8-inch rod and welded it in 4x4 grid. And then he hot dip galvanized it. And when he shot me the bid on it, it was only about $4,000 more than what the other guy had quoted me for the stuff I was going to have to paint all the time. And when he said, well, what's your budget? And I told him, well, it's about $3,000 more than the other guy. And he asked what the budget was, and I said, well, you're about $4,000 over my budget. He said, I'll do it. So it's one of those deals. I've been pleased. I've been tickled to death with the facility because, and then he comes in and he's worked at the University of Kentucky. He's built panels for Colorado State. He did the panels for University of Wyoming. You know, he's been to a lot of different universities, been to a lot of different sites, and he said this is the best that he's been to. In terms of the way it's laid out, what he thinks is the functionality of it. So that's exciting to hear. And that was a picture that it's hard to see. It's better on my computer. But Dan Donner, one of our communications guys, was strolling through there. This happened to be the morning that we were leaving for Denver, so all my girls are there parked out front. and he comes by. I know he wasn't expecting to have vehicles there, but he caught that shot with the moon over the top of it. But so with that, you know, there's a lot of exciting things coming up. We've got our ribbon cutting and sheep day coming up, and those of y'all that are not on my newsletter list, I've added you. And so if you, I'll get you a newsletter. If you don't get one within the next, we're trying to get it out the next couple of weeks, then give me a call and let me know. We'll try to send it. We try to send most of them by email, but we've got a group of producers that, you know, we're going to cater to because they don't do email, but I want them to still get the information. So we're going to mail them hard copies as well. So, but we'll have the ribbon cutting program that morning. Then we'll have sheep day actually that afternoon with Mike Caskey is coming down and Burdell Johnson. And so both these guys come from pretty different systems. And so I think it'll be good to have both of them in. So I really look forward to that program. And then March the 31st is our junior sheep day, where we really target our kids. And you know, that's been a pretty phenomenal deal. About the past 2 years, we've had, you know, close to 300 kids or kids and parents at that event. So, and then the other big event is May 4th through the 6th, and we just got it all announced or sent to different magazines and things for it to come out, and that's going to be our Sheep and Goat Conference. And did I confirm May 4th through 6th back again with you? I need you to check your schedule again. Originally, we were going to try to hold this in November, and just it wasn't a real good time. And Craig was going to come down and talk, and so we're going to have that program. We just delayed it, and we're going to have that on May 4th through the 6th. The first day will be, we'll start at 1 o'clock on Friday afternoon, and we'll run 2 tracks. We'll run a sheep track and we'll run a goat track. And those first 2 days will be spent primarily on evaluating livestock and evaluating sheep, goats, and we'll have a kind of just a commercial production or a commercial doe, and then we'll also have kind of a market lamb, not like a show lamb deal, but we'll probably have a Dorper lamb there. We'll probably have a black-faced lamb, but that way you can get your hands on those sheep, and it's going to be a hands-on deal, and you'll be able to put your hands on them, feel what you think, you know, how much muscle, how much fat, and then we're going to kill those lambs on Saturday, and then we'll look at those carcasses on Sunday. And Dan Hill, who I was talking about with our meat specialist, Dan's going to come up and take us through those carcasses, and talk to us about the quality of those carcasses. And he's seen a lot of lamb and goat carcasses. If you go on his website at A&M, he talks about how much of a beef guy he is, but I told him, I said, I can't use that bio. You got to send me a different bio that's got some more sheep and goat stuff on it. But so he'll be there. We got a guy, Bob Buckholtz, coming out of Texas. They used to raise a lot of guardian dogs, and now they're kind of getting back to that. But he raises a lot of guard dogs, and you know, has some different management techniques for how to handle the guard dogs and how to get them fed, how to use them, how to train them. And he said, you know, a lot of it's our error that keeps those dogs from working like they're supposed to. But he said, and then there's some things that you need to look for in those dogs. But Frank Craddock extension sheet goat specialist at Texas. He happens to be my father-in-law. I got him because then I use his